why is everyone getting different answers about the Guardian Pass? I went deep into forums, Reddit, and even Facebook groups to finally get the truth. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nas and I help expats and investors like you figure out how to move, live, and invest smarter in Malaysia. From visa guides to neighborhood deep dives and property walkthroughs, this channel is your all-access pass to everything Malaysia doesn't tell you up front. So if you're planning to send your kids here to study, you need to watch this video because I'll cover what the Guardian Pass is, the requirements, the most asked questions, and real-life challenges that parents face when applying, as well as my opinion to help you guys get through this. Now, this video was requested by a subscriber and I went deep down the rabbit hole because this pass is super confusing. So bro, I hope you're watching. The Guardian Pass is a visa that allows one parent to stay in Malaysia to accompany their child who is studying in a private or international school. Now, the rules are simple, but not really simple. Now, the child must be under 18 years old. Of course, it's a child visa. Yeah, it's a Guardian Visa, right? You, the parent or legal guardian, cannot work at all, not even remote work. But you must show that you can not only support yourself but your child without earning inside Malaysia. Yeah, that's a bit contradicting actually. But yeah, it's not for those who wants to work in Malaysia. For those who need to work in Malaysia, there is a separate pass for you. But how does the application process work? Well, step one is the child needs to get a student pass first, which is usually handled or arranged by the school itself. Once that student pass is approved, then you move on to step 2, where the parent will apply for the Guardian Pass with like the supporting documents such as a valid passport of more than 12 months validity. Then you have the proof of relationship, which is the birth certificate. Then you need to get the letter from the school confirming your role as the parent or guardian, right? And proof of funds in a Malaysian bank account. There's no specifics on the exact amount or minimum amount, but most of the applicants give their insights as to the minimum recommended amount is about 11,000 ringgit. Yeah. So most important is the application can only start after the student pass is approved. So instead of giving guys a breakdown of the visa, here's some real life examples of parents applying for the pass. I found it on Reddit and Facebook. Now I'm going to go through the exact eligibility that these parents have posted on the groups, and I'll also leave the links to all of this in the description below. Now for the eligibility, they mentioned that only one parent can apply as the guardian, and you cannot bring both parents unless the second parent qualifies under a different visa like MM2H or work visa. So it's not under the Guardian Pass. The Guardian Pass is only for accompanying a child under student pass. The child must be under 18 years old and enrolled in an international or private school in Malaysia, not available for public schools. For the application process, first the child must secure a student pass, usually arranged by the school. Once the student pass is approved, only then can the parent apply for the Guardian Pass. So of course, you need to provide proof of relationship, birth certificate. So you need a letter of support from the school stating that the child is enrolled and the guardian's presence is required. Now, I'll get to that shortly, right? For the restrictions, you cannot work at all, not even remote work. Now, this was heavily discussed as per the user that mentioned this. She also mentioned that you cannot run a business from Malaysia either. But she did mention that you can drive, open utility accounts, rent homes, and the daily life is okay. But just official financial activities like opening businesses, investment accounts may be very difficult or downright impossible. Now for the financial requirements, there's no fixed amount stated by immigration. However, they did imply that you must show proof of sufficient funds by showing your bank statements, your proof of foreign source income, and although they did mention that some were asked for minimum balances of exceeding or more than 100,000 ringgit as proof. Now this is case by case, and I'll let you know my opinion shortly on this and how we can get around this, right? Some people reported that banks were hesitant to open a Malaysian bank account for Guardian Pass holders, and this depends on branch or staff. Now, I couldn't find more stories on this. This is the only time that this has happened, that banks didn't want to open a bank account for Guardian Pass holders. It's a very weird thing to not let people with a visa open up a bank account. So I'm going to take this as a one-off case, not in terms of a recurring thing. But if I can find, or if you guys know anyone that has gone through this problem, please let me know down in the comments below. This is why I like reading all your comments, including reading blogs and forums, because I get a much better understanding of the scenario, because I want to build a community of people that helps each other out. Like, if you have any experience in getting approved, rejected, or you're still in the process of applying for this pass or any one of the pass, right? Please comment down below and please let us know your story, whether the good, the bad, the ugly, because this will help us navigate this entire situation better. And you never know, you may help more kids get into school because you shared your stories and the parents took your advice. So yeah, you never know. Now, in terms of duration and renewal, the pass is 1 year and is renewable every single year as long as the child maintains the student pass status. So if the child gets terminated or expelled from school, then you cannot renew the Guardian Visa unless the child gets another student pass from another school. So yeah. So if you have multiple kids, you need to apply for a student pass for each child, and one Guardian Pass can accompany multiple children. No extra Guardian Pass needed per child, but I'll get to that shortly. Now, as mentioned, this is a Guardian Pass for one parent, so spouse cannot be included under the Guardian Pass. So the options for spouse is MM2H, employment pass, or even visa runs like tourist visa, but those are all short term, right? This is a major pain point for families because they often have to split up or find alternative visas, which is kind of cruel in a way though. But I have another story to share. So I found this Facebook post dated 24th July 2024. Now, I stumbled upon this while doing my research, and this opened up my mind a bit about the Guardian Pass. Now, although some people may have their history with it and it's very difficult, it's very strict, but some locations or schools now allow 2 Guardian Passes for one child. It's not officially announced nationwide, but it seems to depend on the school and local immigration office. It's still inconsistent though, and not every school or state recognizes this, but this is a step forward because now you don't have to break up the family. Now, she did mention in the Facebook post itself all the schools that she has called. Well, she called so many different schools all across Malaysia, and she got feedback from every single one of them and what they can or cannot provide based on their scope and what policy that they follow. And she has basically summarized it all in the post, and I'm gonna put it in a nice table format for you guys so you guys can understand. So here she mentioned that you can see the school, policy observed, and notes, right? So the International School of Kuantan allows 2 parents for one child. For the Regent School of Kuantan, they allow 2 parents if you have 2 children. For Tunku Putra Help in Kuching, only 1 parent, same with Borneo and Newton Miri. But for Sri Damansara Aspiration International School, wow, that's a mouthful, 2 parents for 2 children, or if you have 2 children, right? So she has already come up with the entire summary of the schools that offer Guardian Visa or help to get a Guardian Visa for 1 parent or for 2 parents. So this is a very good thing, and she did mention why she think that it's this way. But before we go there, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and it tells me to keep making videos like this for you. Also, a quick heads up, a lot of you have been emailing me with questions about visa, properties, and moving to Malaysia and all that, and I just want to say I'm really sorry if I haven't replied to you guys. There's been too many emails and it's been tough to keep track because a lot of it ends up in the spam, and so many different questions, it's very difficult for me to answer one by one. But no worries, because I've made it easier. So if you want to contact me, you can directly reach out to my WhatsApp. Just scan this QR code here. I'm just gonna put it here. Right, just scan the QR code here and you will take you to my link tree, and it has everything there. There's also the MM2H and the other visa passes here, right? I'll be putting more PDFs in here, and yeah, everything is going to be here, even listings. So yeah, if you got any questions about property visas and how to move to Malaysia, you can directly contact me through WhatsApp, or if you have any stories to share or any way that I can improve, you can let me know down in the comments below. Now, moving on to the financial requirements. So, for the Penang example, she mentioned that you will need to deposit at least 30,000 ringgit per parent into a Malaysian bank account to start, and you cannot let the account balance drop below 10,000 ringgit during your entire time here in Malaysia. Of course, you need the proof of funds or income statement needed, but there's no strict or exact number officially stated. Now, she did mention a few of her key observations based on the school's new policy of allowing 2 parents, or requesting the government to allow 2 parents for every child. The first being that many schools are struggling with enrollment post-COVID, meaning there's not a lot of enrollments coming in after COVID, because I think people are still wary about the situation and they're still like staying in their home country, right? Another one is Penang seems to be the most flexible right now. That's why a lot of schools in Penang are the ones who are offering the 2 parents or 2 guardians per child. Although immigration rulings are ambiguous and changing, there's no standardization yet, schools are taking the lead in requesting for certain things. And although some processing times may take longer, the average processing time for your Guardian Visa is about 2 to 3 months. Now, she did mention that sometimes the documentation is very confusing and they have different requirements depending on the immigration officer. And some people were asked for extra medical checks while others were not, and this is very weird, right? Because there's no clear standard across immigration officers. It's very officer dependent, and I'll get to that shortly. Now, here are the most asked questions. Okay, so let me quickly answer the top 7 questions I found online. Can both parents come? Well, according to the law, only one. But if you call the school and you ask the school directly which particular schools, you may get a different answer and could go up to 2, right? Can I work remotely? No. But I don't know if they will find out. Then again, you didn't hear it from me. But okay, next one. How much money do I need? Okay, there's no official amount. They did mention that you must not let your balance go below 10,000 ringgit. But of course, a better way would be 30,000 and above. Some people say 100,000 ringgit and above is way better. So it makes your life easier with the immigration officers. So that could be something that you can think about. Can I apply before the student pass is approved? No, you may not. You need the approved student pass in order for you to apply for the Guardian Pass. How long is the visa? It's 1 year and it's renewable. Can one guardian watch multiple kids? Yes, and there's extra paperwork though. What happens when the child turns 18? Well, you lose the pass. You need to get a different pass. Your child can get a student visa and continue studying, going to tertiary education, right? University or college, yeah. So once your child turns 18, they'll have to switch to a student visa, right? And you as the guardian won't be able to stay under the Guardian Pass. It will be invalid, so you need to get a new visa. MM2H, the digital nomad pass, the Dirantau pass. What else? You have like the PR, you have like this. Yeah, there's a few other passes as well that you can go for. Or maybe just tourist visa where you just go in and out. That's one way. Yeah, if you are going to turn 18 soon, you can apply through this website to get your student visa for the kids. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description as well. Here's the thing. If you are planning to get the Guardian Pass, you need to check these 3 things first. Talk to the school and ask them about their current policy. If they allow 1, 2, 3, how many parents, I don't know. What are the important things to you that they can cater to? What are the job scopes that they can do? Are they going to apply for the Guardian Pass for you? You know, ask them about all of this, right? So that you understand what the school is willing to do for you. Then talk to local immigration officers, because every office behaves a little differently, right? Since we know that, then you can email them to confirm what you have spoken so that there's no miscommunication later on. And with all the documents prepared properly, okay, you submit it. Because if your documents are not prepared accordingly, right, if you are missing 1 or 2 documents, right, they will just reject your entire application. Government officers are like this, okay? But the most important step, since we've got news of officer bias, you need to be nice to the officer in charge. I think this is important anywhere you go. I think this is just respect and manners, right? to be nice to different people, to be nice to everyone. I think because I also work with government agencies. I mean, not work, I mean, as locals or as anyone, right? You would definitely need to renew your license or renew something at the government office, right? Get your new ID card or something. You would definitely want to be nice to them. I think it's just common courtesy to be nice to people. Like, okay, honestly, this happened like 3 weeks ago. I was on a business trip to Seremban. It's about 1 hour away from where I live, and I'm supposed to go and change the title for one of my clients from leasehold to freehold. And I've never done it before, and it's my first time in that government office. It's my first time going there. I've never done it, so I brought all the documents I can. I went to the front desk and I asked, what should I do now? And this is what I want to do. And I have to submit this application by Friday, and on that day it was a Tuesday. Yeah, I only had like 4 days left. So I was talking to the lady, right? And I was talking to her, and I was just being friendly, like, hey, you're wearing a nice dress today. What's going on? Is there like a special event going here? And then she's like, yeah, there's something going on here, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm like, could you help me? Could you help guide me in filling up these forms and what I should do, which counter I should go to? She helped me in everything, and then she let me go on my way. Now I went to the counter, and the lady said that the new title will be out in the next 1 month. Right? Only 1 month. But I needed it by Friday because I have to make the submission by Friday. But she said that no, there's nothing I can do, blah blah blah. So I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. So as I was walking out, I remembered, like, I forgot, like, I need to say bye to the lady who helped me earlier. So I went back and I said like, hey, thank you so much for helping me, I'm gonna go now. And then she's like, is everything settled? And I said, no, it's not settled yet. But I said it's settled, but they are going to release the title in 1 month's time. So there's nothing I can do. And then she's like, no, you hold on. She literally told me to hold on. She took the documents from me. She said, pass me the documents. And she went missing for like about 15 minutes or so, right? I could see her going, like, walking around at the back of the counters. She was just walking around left and right. And about 15 minutes later, she came to me and she said, okay, you go to counter 6 and you tell them your name. So I went to counter 6 and I told them, hi, my name is Nas. And then they were like, okay, Nas, here is your title. Do you see what I'm saying? I was nice to the front desk lady by asking her how is she, and we were just having a short laugh, and I just like complimented that she looks good, and she went out of her way to help me get the title out on the very same day. Something that the government officers said it will take 1 month to print. She got it done in 15 minutes. She's not the bank manager. She's not the manager of the place, right? But she got it done for me in just 15 minutes. What I'm trying to say is being nice to people is not going to hurt you. So Malaysia has some of the best international schools and the lowest living costs for expat families, right? That's why a lot of Singaporeans send their kids to school in Johor. There's a lot of international schools in Johor. I hope this video has helped you or given you a better understanding, because I've given you, like, what people have shared in the past, and I hope it gives you a better understanding so that you guys know which direction to go for, on how to navigate this. And again, for you guys who have some stories to share, please let us know down in the comments below. Please share with us your stories. And yeah, for my next video, actually, for those of you who are thinking about the Guardian Pass or you're thinking about moving to Malaysia, I have one visa that I am doing a video on. I'm currently doing as much research as I can on it. It's not talked about really. It's not talked about at all. So anyways, that video is coming up real soon in the next 1 or 2 weeks. So stay tuned, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.